Shut up and sit down.
Welcome, everyone, to the 3POA podcast, episode 4. I know we said we're going to talk about the Rancor, but it's kind of old news. I feel like it's been talked to death. So I think we're going to talk about some action figure line. Action Force? What do you say? I am Laser Pants, and as always, I am joined by my man, my buddy, Tony Roberts.
Merry
What's up,
Christmas,
Tony?
everyone. Do you like my hat? I did this thing the other day.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Desert Rat has lost it. Guys.
It scares the crap out of the cats. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to move right along.
Oh, no!
You can't turn it off.
I hit the button again. I'll mute myself.
Okay. We are also joined by the man behind Action Force. His hands are all dried and cracked, probably bleeding from all the cardboard boxes he's been handling all week long, sending you guys your figures. Mr. Bobby Valla.
I moisturize regularly. I don't want to get, I can't. These hands, these are precious items here. I can't let them crack and burn.
You're never more than a few feet from a bottle of Jergens, huh?
That's your thing.
And then, of course, we want to welcome our first guest to the show, our first guest ever. And who else would it be but retro blasting himself, Michael French. Michael.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Hi, everyone.
Was that that wasn't a Kylie Minogue?
I had that issue.
I was backstage for a little while. I just thought I'd do some light reading. Time makes fools of us all. But I'm here, ready to talk toys. Let's do this. It's gonna be great.
Michael is also never more than a few feet from a bottle of Jergens. Okay, guys.
No, so the story behind that is that a few live streams ago, like 8 months ago or something, we got a donation box, and in the donation box was this old magazine that was from like the early 2000s, and it had Kylie on the cover because somebody said, "Hey, I got this old Kylie magazine," and I've had it, up in the, whatever, the bookshelf up there, and I thought I'm just gonna bring it down here and wait for you guys to pull me on. I'm just gonna be like, I just thought it'd be fun.
No, it was very funny.
So, how are you?
Doing great.
Good.
Wow, Sal Vader. Look at that. Thank you very much for that very generous super chat. He says he says at work but listening, my 4 favorite handsome men all in one place. Merry Christmas to you all with all the love I can muster. Thanks, Sal.
What's up, Sal?
Very kind. Very kind.
Thanks, Sal. I've got to bring up Tim Ward's comment here. Do you think the next guest could be the toy guru sharing his expertise on Valaverse?
We want to keep this show, as Sal said, we want to keep this show handsome. So I don't think so.
Well,
Jesus.
His live stream seemed to work better when he turns his camera off anyway.
So quite the week. People are getting in some big shipments there from you, Bobby. How's it been?
Oh man, dude, what a roller coaster. It's been crazy. I was here the majority of the day on a Saturday, away from my family, getting the tail end of everything done. We're going to be done on Monday. The last of the boxes are going out on Monday. I'm going to be here tomorrow, doing some more. It's been crazy. I had this week an amazing crew of guys helping out. I had some guys that were here every day. I had some guys coming in. Sal came a bunch of times to lend a hand. So I've had some great people helping get all this stuff out the door as quickly as possible. Jordan, my kind of shipping manager, he is a beast, man. Without him, none of this would all be possible. So, I was serious when I said we're getting everything in quick and we're getting it out quick because, I want everyone to have their stuff super, super fast. And I was surprised that, that people started getting their stuff like right away. Like I was shipping out on Monday and I saw by Wednesday people had their stuff. And I was like, wow, that's really fast. So,
it was on eBay by Thursday.
What was that?
It was on eBay by Thursday.
Yeah, right. Well, because that Rhode Island asshole, I know him because he's the only box I sent out to Rhode Island that day, and it was like right away he puts them up on eBay. Now, all right, maybe I shouldn't call him an asshole. They're his products; he can do whatever he wants with them. But I don't want people spending that much money for stuff that I'm going to have up on the website on the week of the 27th anyway. So, don't buy that stuff. Don't buy it, and if he, maybe he was in money situations and he needs to sell that stuff. Okay. But, it still sucks seeing someone like scalp your shit the second they get it in. But what are you going to do? Scalpers are like the cancer of our sort of, collecting community. And it's unfortunate. It's also unfortunate the people that are willing to spend those amounts. But guys, don't spend that money. I'm having this stuff up on the website. Big Bad still has it too. So I don't know why people are even going and paying that much for some of those things. So don't do it.
They talk about how. Sorry, go ahead.
It could be shill bidding. Like he didn't put it up as a buy it now price. He put it up at an auction price. But yeah,
yep.
Everyone, I don't know if the message isn't getting out there, but all the Series 1 product will be going up on the Valaverse website at the standard retail price.
Yep.
Don't be jumping over to eBay and paying.
Yep.
What was that? That Steel Brigade was up to like over $100 Australian. I'm like,
yeah, I know. And I granted it had the gold head, but still, like, are you guys really?
Oh, it had the gold head. Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it was the figure with the head. But listen, people can do what they want. I think it's silly. I'd rather people not spend that kind of money because I'm just going to have them up anyway. Mm-hmm. But listen, man, other than that, it's been awesome. The positivity and like seeing everyone get their stuff, like seeing people excited about, their shipping notifications is awesome. And then seeing people get their stuff, it's like, it's been so long. And like, I knew this day was coming, but to finally like be here and like doing it, it's like, wow, like this is awesome. And to see the reception that it's had has been amazing. And, I just want to take a minute, because I have the three of you here and also Sal listening. And I wanted to say some words and get a little sappy here, but leading up to, I should say the last few weeks, these three guys have been unbelievably supportive, have been unbelievable friends, Sal included. So he's the fourth in this mix. I couldn't have done it with these, these four guys, including, the people helping me ship. But you guys have been amazing. And like I said, I'm so appreciative of everything you do. Ryan, Tony, Michael, you guys have all lent a hand in helping make these last few weeks a little easier, helping out, doing anything needed. Sal, again, has been here so many times, leaving his job that he's there at night to come here to work. And sometimes he's been up for 24 hours, 48 hours, and he's not complaining, coming here, cracking jokes. And it's been absolutely amazing. So thank you guys so much. You guys have been absolutely awesome.
You're welcome.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome, man. I'm always there for you. So
I appreciate
you are very
that.
welcome, Bobby, but you need to answer me 3 questions first.
Yeah.
When are we getting vehicles? Are you doing these figures in 3 3/4 inch scale? And any updates on my Big Bad Toy Store order?
I thought the new one that you have to put in is like, when am I going to get my email? When am I going to get my shipping notification email? Now, granted, listen, this is the one thing I'm gonna like kind of gripe about a little bit. I get it. I get the excitement. I get that us as collectors, patience is something that just doesn't exist. Well, for some of us it does, but like, I've been getting a ton of messages about, should I be concerned that I haven't gotten my shipping notification? I'm seeing people get their stuff, blah, blah, blah. Listen, there are thousands of orders we are going through, and we went through it in record time. You guys sending those kind of messages just slow matters down. Like, please, everyone's is going out. If you put in your information, if you put in your email correct in CrowdOx, it pulls everything from there. You will get a notification if your information is correct. I just do not have the time to stop boxing stuff up to answer all those messages that come in. It's really, really hard. Everything is coming. I see people saying, wait a second, he's doing the R's. I'm an M and I didn't get my notification. Listen, it's not alphabetical. It's the Kickstarters went first. We're into the CrowdOx orders now. Internationals had to be held back a little bit because I was waiting for my some information on UPS's side of things to, come into my account. Relax. Everything is coming. I get it. You guys are excited. You see everyone posting stuff. Please don't send those kind of messages. It just clogs things up. But I appreciate your enthusiasm.
No, I just want to say something.
Yep.
3 out of 4 of us have their Action Force figures right now. When you ship it, Bobby.
No, right, I did listen. When I put your label on your box, I was like, oh well, Ryan's gonna get his stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some super chats. First, Mike LeMay. Thank you very much. He says 4 POA today. That's right. I'm only here for Tony's fake Australian accent, though.
Yeah, riddle with disease.
So guys, Mike is one of the guys that I had working here for several days, and he was an absolute all-star. This dude was a worker, never complained once. He just did his thing, and he stayed here like late hours here with me and Jordan when, some of the guys went home at 5:30. He was here late at night, still picking orders, still boxing stuff up. So Mike was the man.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. And we got one from Jesse Hughes. Thank you, Jesse. He says, Merry Christmas, folks.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Epic Badger, you were talking to him yesterday, Michael, on the Rhino Convoy stream.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that was a good stream.
He likes the colourful 90s G.I. Joes.
That's right. That's right. He's a big fan of the 90s G.I. Joes. Maybe think of Bobby when he was talking about those.
Yeah.
Jim Largo, thank you very much, man. He said, Michael is a good sport. Last night giving his detractors a chance to talk. Tonight putting up with these hooligans. Happy holidays. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, that stream went not as I thought it would, but then afterwards I thought, it makes sense. It went that way.
We didn't have any filters or anything. We weren't screening people and keeping them out. The only thing we were screening for was, do you know how to work your microphone? And then other than that, it was whatever they're going to say. We have no idea. So they were just letting them in. And it was, they told me in advance though, because those guys over at Lio Convoy, they do these kind of confrontations with people and fan groups a lot. And they were like, look, they said, don't be surprised if none of these jokers show up. They said, because most of the people who troll you in the comments have no courage. And I was like, all right. Yeah. So
when I saw that you were doing that, I was like, I want to do one of those for the His Tank guys.
Oh yeah.
I want to just make it just for them. Like come on, just them. And I want to see if they man up.
And one guy will show up and he'll be like, I'm not a real big fan of the file card font that you use. And I was wondering if maybe you could adjust that. And you'll be like, that's it. That's all we got.
All right. A couple more super chats. Michael Hinkson, thank you very much. He says, hello, guys. A very happy holidays. Bobby, you should be very proud. This should be proof that smaller toy makers are future are the future going forward. The big
I
toy
hope
makers,
so.
yep, the big
I
toy
hope
makers
so.
should be worried going forward.
Yep.
And I listen, I couldn't be more proud. I'm so like happy and thankful that all this is, working out and has come to this point. Like I'm trying to take moments to, enjoy it, kind of like jumping into a pile of boxes. But, I am taking a few moments here and there to stop and just see, the comments that people are putting and see how happy they are. I've gotten a lot of texts from friends saying like, I got my box and I was, looking forward to this moment, so much. Rick Shattered Glass Jazz, he sent me a very, very nice message. So it's really awesome to hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And you know what, man? A year and a half is nothing, in the grand scheme of things that, people had to wait. And now it's going to be like, now what am I waiting for? Now is the next thing to look forward to, but I guess it's Series 2. Yep, right there. Got the Tim Kennedy and the Swarm.
The Scarabs.
Yeah. Scarabs, yeah.
So, yeah.
Looking
Series
good.
2, baby. I just got in, and I'll be posting these sometime next week. I just got in check model images of Series 3.
Wow.
Which started production.
Nice.
So that's exciting.
Moving right along. Awesome. KJ, thank you very much. He says it was heartwarming watching Tony brought to tears at seeing his own Action Force figure.
I wasn't crying.
Great job with this line, Bobby. Wish they weren't sold out. Let's address that.
Yeah,
let's address that. They're not sold out.
All right, so they're not sold out. So my web guys were doing updates on the site. Now I asked them to put it as coming soon. Now, if you go into the item, it says coming soon, but they weren't able to change it. So on the outside, it said coming soon. So the only choice they had based on what they were doing was sold out. They're not sold out. They're just placeholders on the site. I had to put them up there just as placeholders. They are coming. They are coming not this coming week, the week after. So I'm finishing up orders on Monday, sending wholesale orders out on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then I'm going to enjoy some family time since I've, left, my wife with the kids for forever. And I'm going to enjoy that time. And then the week of the 27th, I don't know what day exactly, so don't send me emails. Don't send me messages asking when. Sign up for the newsletter on Valverse.com. I'll send social media updates out when Series 1 will go up and when Series 2A and 2B will go up for pre-order. It's all going to happen at the same time, so it's going to get crazy.
Awesome.
Look, Bobby, your wife will be fine as long as you just give her an update on a Big Bad Toy Store order.
No, what she really wants is an update on her Wasp Raider figures.
Yeah.
I can't begin to tell you the amount of comments about when the Wasp Raider ones are shipping. I'm pretty sure I said it a good number of times that their shipment's coming here to me, then it's going to them, and then they will fulfill orders. Don't worry, guys. We're not holding these things hostage. Relax. Everything is coming.
Well, we'll get through these super chats, and then we'll just kind of run through the basics, the questions that we're getting every day in every thread and every email. Joseph Dickerson, thank you very much. He says, I know that the Rancor is old news, but I have to ask Michael, if Jimmy Stewart was a Star Wars collector, what would he say about that situation?
Do you think that plastic Cracker Jacks and the cover of a phone book is a good stretch goal? They said here are some plastic Cracker Jacks that look like bones and this piece of cardboard, and thank you for the $350. Stupid. It's just stupid.
Very good.
That's one of the best ones yet.
Thank you, Joseph. Jeff McElway, thank you. He says, Batman the Animated Series, Michael. That's all I'm saying. I got you, Tony.
I want to do it, okay? I want it. I want to do it. I just got to get through some other stuff first. I know I've said that a lot, but it's true. It's not a lie. It's true.
Well, Sal said to us in that chat yesterday, and he's like, Michael, why don't you announce Batman the Animated Series for Iconicon 2022? And I was like, but Sal, that's 6 months away. There's no way he'll have Bionic 6 done by then.
I'm hoping to. I really want that toy line off me. I really am. I don't hate the toy line like I hate the show, but I do want that video off me. I'd like to have that done before winter's over, honestly. We'll see. So.
And Bobby, you might have your Jedi Luke by then too.
You know what? Everybody needs something to look forward to right after Christmas.
Listen. Here's what I would rather get my Jedi Luke personally at Joe Fest. So I would be okay waiting that long.
Okay, no problem. That's fine. Great. I will bring him to you at Joe Fest this year. Done.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
All right, confirmed. Michael will be at Joe Fest.
Handing out vintage Jedi Lukes, Michael.
You mean because I've got like 8 of them or something? Not because I hoarded it, but because I'm a lifetime collector that, you just slowly end up with them. They all, as Bobby and Tony saw, they're really nice. So you'd think I was a hoarder, but I'm not. I was just in there before the door closed, before the values went up. One time I was in the right place at the right time. No, I don't have enough of them to hand out like potato chips. I wish I did. Crisps, but I don't. So
okay.
We got a super chat from the Guardsmith. Thank you very much. He says, "Hey Bobby, love the figures, but I'm having trouble with the vests from the accessory packs. They won't stay together. Any advice?"
Yeah, so I know there's some troublesome areas on the vests with the closures. There something changed during production that made the mushroom heads a little too big. I don't know why that changed. This happens. You could approve something and then it changes later on. Go, Michael. You wanted to say something?
I just want to say something about that, if you don't mind. I don't want to interrupt you, but I do want to say something about that. First of all, I'll run off and get it in a second. But the vests were complicated as far as not complicated. It was tough to get those pins through those holes, right?
Yep.
But what I discovered was if you use like a hair dryer to heat up the rubber on both sides, or the whatever that is, that flexible plastic you use for those armor vests.
PVC.
PVC. Thank you. I'm not in the business like other people. But if you use like a hair dryer, and then you get like what I have is it's almost like a tapered nail punch. It was and you just expand the hole real quick because it'll shrink back down in seconds once it cools off. You expand the hole to accommodate the plug, and then I used a pair of flat, non-textured mini pliers and pressed them both together, and then it just boom. And now the advantage of the frustration of the whatever you just said, Bobby, about how they got designed too small or whatever, but the advantage is that once you succeeded doing it, the vest isn't coming off. I mean, it doesn't, those things don't pop off when you're moving the figure or repositioning him or whatever. That vest is solid. Whereas on other figures I've seen in the past, when they have a PVC, application, or like a overcoat or a jacket or whatever, or backpack, those things can pop off all the time and you're constantly pressing them back in. So I won't lie. It was a bazitch to get them in there, but they ain't coming out now. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Michael pretty much said it perfect. And I was just playing with Condor's vest here, and it's I was able to just get it in without any heat, just putting it together. But it could be worse. You could have figures whose vests don't come off.
True.
But I think the main thing he was asking there, Bobby, is is there going to be a tutorial video now?
Yeah, so I had done one, but I think I did it as part of a larger video, so I think I'm gonna have Tony cut it down and post that, but I also might tweak it a bit. So give me a couple days. I'm just getting through packing some boxes. But I'll get something up there. The good thing is we've already fixed it here. I have the new vest that comes with Tim Kennedy for Series 2, and the closures were made a lot easier. The mushrooms were more tapered, so they're easier to go in. Definitely.
I had these flat, no texture pliers to to press them together.
Yeah, the way I had a small set of tweezers, and I just got them under and just was able to put them through the holes real easily.
I
show that in my videos, so I'll put something together for you guys.
Yeah, I was a little more Frankenstein about it. Like I was taking risks. I did the heat and then used this like to expand the hole, and then I got the thing through, and then I blew on it. It like and it's all good. So
can you pull up that comment from Rick? The one that just came through. He talks about his method on the vest, which is really good.
Yeah, let me find it.
It's one of the last ones that just came up.
Ryan, if you just want to jump to the bottom, I'll keep track of the super chats further up.
Oh, it's not okay. There we go. Rick Shattered Glass Jazz says, on the Action Force vest, I heated mine up using a hair dryer for 45 seconds and just closed the vest shut without the figure first. Let it sit for 5 minutes and just repeated this 2 times. Fits perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So you just need to kind of like, what happened was it wasn't. I don't think it was the mushrooms deformed a little bit, but I think what happened was the holes got too small in final production, so the mushrooms couldn't go in. So yeah, you just need to kind of break it in a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I found, and also the fun part about the experience for me, besides once the vest was on and how good the figure looked, was the fact that while I was trying to figure out how I was going to accomplish this, I came up with obscenities that will definitely keep me out of heaven. So that's fun too. So yeah, I've got all these new vocabulary words, and I'm going to copyright them. I think I'm going to trademark them. So
you look like you seem like a Jiminy Christmas type of guy. I don't know.
Well,
is that one of them?
Better than that.
No, Michael, and full respect, Michael likes to keep his channel PG. When the camera's turned off, he's still Michael. I'm not saying it's a different person. He can cuss like a tailor.
The only reason, and I've said this I think in the past, the only reason that the channel ended up being PG was a foible of just I didn't know how my brain worked. I didn't pick up on it. When I write scripts about toys and features and stuff, it just so happens my brain doesn't write obscenities. My brain is so analytical and in the weeds about what I'm doing, and I'm trying to be as clear and concise as possible, that I would get done with these scripts and then I'd read them off and I'd make the video, and then I would be talking to somebody on like a private chat somewhere, a few months later, and I'd start dropping F-bombs and stuff, and they'd be like, "Oh wow, I didn't realize," and I'm like, "I didn't either. Interesting," and it all fell out.
All right, we got a super chat from Nerd Rage Against the Machine. Thank you very much. He says, a question for Mr. Vala. What is the benefit of making a tooling like the sail barge or Razor Crest if it is a one and done product?
The benefit is
we got a ton of super chats. So
yeah, I'll give a real quick answer. The benefit is if you can make millions off of it like they did initially, then what does it matter? So
yeah, money.
Yeah. Money.
Great answer.
And I'm not convinced they'll never go back to it. Andrew Sabina, thank you very much. He says, these figures are better than what huge companies are making. Bobby should be proud. He did fantastic work all around.
Andrew was one of my boxers. Andrew was here all week boxing up stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, there's no perfect figure, but these are excellent figures, right?
But it's also, and I've said it before, is how you evolve from wave to wave or series to series. Mm-hmm. And it's like, listen, I knew these weren't going to be perfect right out of the gate. But it's how good could we make them at the time? And then what did we learn? And what are we enforcing for series 2, which changes have already been made for series 2 because of things we found on series 1. And there are already things on series 3 that I'm preemptively thinking of that I'm changing along the way also.
There you go. All right, and we got another one from Rick Shattered Glass Jazz. Thank you. He says, Bobby is my Santa this year. Got a big action box yesterday. Have him take a bow. Go ahead.
No bows, but thanks, Rick.
Give this man a hand. He knocked these figures out of the park. I'll give you a hand. I think we could all give you a hand. No, just me? Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Rick.
Well, Ryan, you've got so much to look forward to when you get them.
I know.
Ah.
Wow.
All right. Matt Deckard, thank you. He says, before I get lost in a flood of super chats, too late. Congratulations. And how's it feel to be a toy maker?
I mean, I've always been kind of a toy maker. Just like I worked for companies. I'm not a brand manager who wasn't a designer who said he was a toy maker. I was actually designing stuff, being a toy maker. So, I mean, it's always felt great. I loved it. It's one of the coolest jobs ever.
I think what he means here, Bobby, is being a toy maker when this is the first time when 100% of this is your baby.
It's been pretty amazing, because I'm used to like just getting the stuff, my samples from Hasbro, making comments, and then kind of seeing them at Target, 3, 4, 6 months later. But now it's like to see, like I get to see it all because of the social media, and it's all mine. It's under my own umbrella, so I get to see the feedback and things like that. I don't have to go and like search or wait for cons to like talk to fans, this and that. That's like I can see it in real time.
Yeah. We got one from Michael Hinkson. Thank you very much. He says, Tony, if I order a dessert rat, he said, could I have Bobby ship it to you first for an autograph? I'll pay for the extra shipping.
Yeah, so Dessert Rat is going to be version 2, where he'll be dressed in a pair of Speedos as an Australian lifeguard. But no, what I suggest is that you ship it to Laser Pants, because he told me yesterday that he was going to start up a Patreon, and for $50 you could sleep on his couch. So,
500.
What?
500.
Don't I get a 3 POA discount?
No, not you.
But no, look, in all seriousness, Michael, kind of when this first got discussed, I was saying to everyone, like, yeah, we'll figure something out. So many people have been asking me. And, people have said that they will pay the shipping, but just the logistical efforts that I would have to go through to open them up, sign them, rebox them, print another label, send it back, everything will be international. It's going to be a nightmare. So the best way to get a Desert Rat autograph will be at Joe Fest 2022. And maybe if you're not going to Joe Fest 2022, maybe, I can sign some extra ones, but I've been trying to figure out what people want me to actually write on there, because I've got an analog Tony signature. I've obviously got the one I sign, checks and mortgages and shit things. But is it Tony Roberts or is it Desert Rat? Or
I feel like it has to be Desert Rat. I don't think I'll let you sign them anyway, but Desert Rat. Wow. I'm gonna make that like a rule. You have to sign them Desert Rat.
Put it in the contract.
Isn't Tony Roberts Desert Rat? I don't know.
I mean, I feel like if Condor was a real guy, I wouldn't want him signing at Laird Barnes. I'd want him to sign at Condor.
Oh, I'll have to work on that Desert Rat signature.
But yeah, I'm gonna have you sign a ton of them at Joe Fest so that I can put them up for people that maybe would want that or missed out on anything like that.
I do see Tony's point, though. I do see Tony's point, because if he signs it, if the signature is Desert Rat, right, then theoretically you could just get anybody to sign the name Desert Rat as long as it looks the same. Like, I have no illusions.
This is true.
Indiana Jones signature on my official Indiana Jones machete was not actually penned by Harrison Ford, right? It's like a Lucasfilm auto pen kind of thing. But I'm not trying to get in y'all business. So,
Hey, look, I don't mind either way. I suppose really it's what the fans want.
I mean, when I think about it, like Sergeant Slaughter, he doesn't sign it Robert Remus. He signs it Sergeant Slaughter.
If your last name was Renus, would you sign things Renus?
You better get that R right.
Let's just look at it from his perspective and everybody reading it. I mean,
Yep.
Well, just to let everyone know, I'll also be signing at Joe Fest. Just bring your Pudgy Pig action figure from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers line, and I'll be happy to sign it for you. Free of charge, of course. I'm not like Bobby and Tony here. Okay.
I don't charge a sign.
What was that?
Man. This?
Is that
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's Power Rangers.
It's Pudgy Pig, Tony. It might be a little after your time.
Sorry, I thought it was the Toy Guru.
Oh, good burn.
Savage.
Good
All
burn.
right. We got Bobby's father-in-law. Barry,
Oh,
thank you
hey.
very much. He says, "Hey Bobby, thanks for the quick articulation lesson. Expect many more."
So I went to their house for dinner tonight, and he's got some of the figures up on the shelf. But he had them all like Sarge's arms were backwards, so his elbows were facing out. And I'm like, what's going on here? Let me fix this. And he was one of the people that got the Join the Action Force package, where like he got his own custom head sculpt. So I painted one of his heads, and he's got it on his Steel Brigade figure. So I put his Steel Brigade in a nice combat pose with his head on. It looks really good now.
Awesome.
Bobby, I've got a ton of like collecting guides, and this is actually one of the really good Action Man ones in 3 volumes. But particularly with Action Man, there's been a whole heap of them done, and some of them, man, the people have these amazing collections, all this minty old stuff going right back to the 60s, and they photograph it, and Action Man's like in this weird. So, dude, pose him before you take the photo.
Yeah.
It's not like just having the stuff like.
Yeah, guys, Rick Shattered Glass Jazz, go follow his Instagram page. That dude can pose, man. He's got some good poses.
Well, he can, or
yeah, like go look at like if you guys aren't like the greatest posers and you need like ideas, go check out other people's poses. Check them out. That too.
Like Blue
is
Steel.
that what he does, Rick?
Yep.
Robert Diaz, thank you very much. He says, I wanted to thank Bobby for taking the hit financially to get us our action figures sooner than later. This is the finest collection of scum and villainy in the toy podcasting world. Well, man, thank you.
That is a compliment. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate that, but I was promoted by the anti-repro community to, and I quote, the cancer of our collecting hobby. So I would prefer, rather than being scum, I would prefer to be known by my formal moniker, Cancer. It's more deadly, and nobody wants it. So,
wow,
that's the second time on the podcast that someone has brought up the cancer of the collecting community. Bobby was talking about scalpers, and you're saying the anti. So you're always negative.
Yep.
A shadow toy distributor.
Yep.
And clearly, in Bobby's eyes, a massive scalper.
Yeah. All of the above.
Also,
cancer on the toy collecting community.
That's right.
Holy dude! How do you find the time?
I am a polyp in the colon of toy collecting, and that is according to the anti-repro leadership. They have.
You need to trademark that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, someone's going to clip that part of the podcast and upload it on its own.
That's fine. If they do it, then I'll just point them to the direction of the guy that said it, and I'll show them the screenshot.
I like it.
I've got all the receipts.
But I do just want to say, in regards to Robert Diaz's super chat, it was a considerable financial hit to get your customers their product sooner.
Yep.
Like we would still be waiting if you had just had it shipped through California, but you had it shipped in through Boston.
So it ended up like actually changing, and it did go to California, but the shipping service that I paid for has their own private port, so they don't have to wait. Like the ship came in and never stopped. It went right in the port. It took 1 day to get through customs, and it was out the door. So yeah, like, yes, it was unfortunate that it did come through California, but with the shipping stuff, I was told, like, listen, that stuff changes last minute. If they think there's a quicker route, if they have room elsewhere, that they're gonna switch it. So now we're talking about what I'm gonna do for Series 2. Am I gonna go the expedited route, or am I gonna go the slow boat? And it's like things haven't gotten any better. So I might take the expedited route again. And it's like I'm not gonna release what those figures were, but it was double the amount of money, and the amount of money for the regular container is astronomical compared to what they were 2 years ago. So, it was a lot.
Yeah,
it was a lot. More than a car, put it that way.
Yeah,
more than a very expensive car.
Sorry, Tony, you can bring that other one back up.
Joseph Dickerson had one.
Yeah, no, I saw this.
Okay.
A world made of cardboard literally just joined, and the first line here is polyp in the colon of toy collecting. But yes, Joseph Dickerson, thank you very much for the super chat. Tony, can't wait to meet in real life at Joe Fest. As someone who lived in Sydney for 2 years, I so miss that country. And Bobby, what about play sets? Just asking.
Oh man, give me a breather. Let me get vehicles out first.
Yeah,
the vehicle people have been in line for a while now. Let's
Yeah.
Let's get through Series 2, 3 vehicles, and then maybe you'll consider play sets or dios probably for the collector.
Yep.
Yeah, dios, but you know what? I really want an Outpost Defender for Action Force.
See what I can do.
That's a good mini little play set.
Terry says vehicles.
Dioramas. Sorry, Ryan.
That's okay. Terry says vehicles confirmed.
Yeah, already started design work on vehicles.
Yep.
Vehicles or vehicle?
Vehicles. Vehicle, then vehicles. So
you're doing an aircraft carrier, right? With some Tomcats. That's the plan. No.
Well, so here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the aircraft carrier as a crowd-funded playset. But what I'm going to do is, all the unlock goals, I'm going to have them as figures I've already put out before. So, I just want to make it all worth it for everyone.
Can we get some cardboard?
Probably. I can make that happen. Yep.
My Figure Culture, thank you very much. He says, cheers to my favorite podcast. Well, cheers to you. Thank you. Really appreciate the sarcastic humor. Merry Christmas. Bobby, congrats on the line and future success.
Thank you.
That's Jeremy, Jedi Hunter 83. I recognize that from Instagram. Thanks, Jeremy.
You know the old adage when they talk about, things come in threes and when it rains, it pours and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I just gotta say that, when Bobby was saying that, this past week, he's like, the orders are going out, and all this, or maybe it was last week. I can't remember. All of a sudden, all this other unrelated stuff started to happen in the action figure world in my life. Tony, I'm sure you've gotten this before as a YouTuber as well, where you get the random email solicitation from some marketing group or company, like what happened with me with Tubbs, right? So you get,
I delete about 6 of them every morning.
I delete
every day.
So I got this solicitation, and it was from a marketing agency that was contracted with Mattel. And I delete all of them, and I deleted this one as well. But the odd part was they were saying that they wanted to send me, samples from the next Masters of the Universe Revelations figure set, which I don't care anything about. So I was like, yeah. So I deleted it. They got my address somehow anyway and disregarded the fact that I didn't answer them. And they sent me a preview figure of the Revelations concept for, I guess it's in wave 2 or 3. I don't know what it is, for Buzz Off, which is my least favorite Masters of the Universe character of all time. So I get the figure, and I'm like, damn, they really did a good job on Buzz Off. He looked so good. I was like, man, this is my favorite Motu character now. This is amazing. Why didn't he look like this in 1984? I really was blown away. I actually emailed them and I was like, hey, thanks. I really appreciate that. So then what happened was, at the same time, Tony, have you been asked a million times by your subscribers, are you ever going to do wrestling figures? You ever going to do wrestling figures? You ever going to talk about wrestling action figures? And it's I'm not a wrestling guy, whatever. I'm not. But I finally just relented because I'm sick of people asking me. So I picked up my first wrestling figure today. He's pretty good. I like him. He's pretty nice. And then at that point, I kind of went edgy because I thought, well, Bobby's being real successful with his stuff, and Stan Solo's doing real well, and we've got Marauders and all this stuff. And I said, I need to go out there and just see what else is out there right now. What's going on. And I found this company that's trying to get in on the military thing because Hasbro's botched it so badly. And I know you guys probably haven't heard of them, but the name of their toy company is Fearless Brosifs, and they're really doing edgy stuff. Like their first wave of figures is called East German Riot Police. Like they're not even being ironic about it. They're just like East German Riot Police. And like, I mean, look at this guy. Like he's just like, take no prisoners. He's like, get back behind the wall. Like you cannot just, you will not get past checkpoint Charlie. Like it's like, I was really impressed. My action figure week has just been awesome. It's been great. I'm so excited about all the new stuff. Really am.
That is an awesome week, I got to tell you.
Dude, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to make room for this guy in my Motu shelf. It's going to look so good.
That is the best looking Motu figure I've ever seen.
Oh, by far.
Hands down.
By far. Yeah.
I appreciate your commitment to the bit. I really do. That was great.
If you telegraph too much and your friends know you too well, you're not going to get through the first joke before they're like, "What's Michael doing?" I didn't care about the other two. I had to make sure that before I got to this, you guys didn't have a clue what I was doing.
It was good. I was totally fooled.
Yep.
I was actually expecting you to hold up the worst figure Mattel had ever made. But I will say that Valaverse has created, the best action figure version of Skeletor as well. I don't have Bone Collector here to show you, but...
Oh, okay. Let's get to these super chats. Beta Ray Bob, thank you very much. He says, thank you, Bobby Vala, for being a toy company that really does put the customers first, even if it cuts into profits.
Hey, man, the way I see it, if I do it all right for you guys, then I can make money later. Like, it's all about doing it right, the first time, like getting it right first, and then building. We'll get there. I'm not worried. I love doing what I'm doing.
Not to get all philosophical here, but you're building a foundation.
Building a foundation. Yep.
If you rush in and come out with amazing walls with a bad foundation, your house will fall down, Bobby.
Exactly.
That's fucking wisdom right there, right?
I just want to tell George Aiken. He says, Tony, he's copying your wind-up humor. George, I know you and I haven't known each other as long as you and Tony have known each other. And trust me, I didn't ape that from Tony. I've done this on other live streams. So, yeah.
All right. Spazraz, 1386. Thank you very much. He says, Bobby, great job on the figure line. Off topic, but what position do you play on your hockey team?
I'm a goalie.
Over here.
I'm a goalie. Yeah. So you block shots for me or don't block shots for me. I'd rather you not block shots for me so I can see them. But yeah, I'm a goalie.
Right on. And we got one from... No, that's all of them. We're all caught up.
All right.
Well, we got Melinda Mock here saying, interestingly, Michael's a Leo, not a Cancer.
Yeah.
I, however, am a Cancer.
Isn't that the irony of it? They call me a Cancer, but they're mad because I tore their face off every time they got in mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was never... you were never the instigator, that's for sure.
That's true.
Okay, so I had this idea for a new segment, and the title, the name of the segment was Bobby. But I think you've already answered. I think you've already answered all the questions.
Can we at least give credit to the originator of the Bobby?
Yes, we absolutely can. Salvator, thank you. He made that meme was so funny. I don't know what that cartoon was that he cut into it, but that was hilarious. I wish I had it to show. I have notes. See, I'm prepared. So I've been getting a ton of notifications, messages about Action Force and stuff, and the ones I see most is, when is Big Bad Toy Store shipping or Dorkside?
Well, so I have said this several times, but I get it. People don't watch the show or see every post on social media, although they can, just scroll a couple posts down and find it. Big Bad and Dorkside got separate shipments from me. Do not get them the same time. I got my own container. My stuff their stuff is not coming to me and going out to them. A few small wholesalers are. Like they're coming to me. I'm putting their shipments together. I'm sending it out to them. Dorkside got their own container. Big Bad got their own container. I will not say their shipping methods or anything like that, but they have their own shipping set up, and that's all I can say about it. They get their product, they get their product. All I'm saying is, listen, they are great partners, and I want people to keep ordering from them. But I'm always going to get my product first. This isn't a situation where it's Hasbro and they're shipping direct to retailers, and it's more about laserpants.com getting something before Rhode Island gets nothing. It's not like that. I will always get my product first because it's my product. I would never want my customers to not get their product first. So it's always going to be set up that way. You guys want it. I understand Big Bad doesn't charge you till it ships, and that's maybe something you like. I personally, when I do pre-orders, I like paying for it up front. My Mezco stuff, I always pay for it up front. You know why? Because I don't want to worry about it. I have the money right then and there. I pay for it. I don't have to worry. I'm also, it's been 2 years, 89 Batman. I haven't sent one message to them asking where it is. When it gets here, it gets here. Yeah. I paid for it. That's all I know. I paid for it. When it gets here, it gets here. They will get their stuff when they get their stuff. I can't control that. Please don't message the Valaverse pages asking where Big Bad is. I don't know. I'm not controlling their shipment. They have their own shipment, and that's just how it is. So moving forward, if you don't want to be, a fear of missing out, or I've never been one that had to have things first. Like, oh my God, I have to have it first to put it up and show everyone that I have it first. When I get it, I get it. That's great. But if you want to be one of the people that gets it first and can enjoy it first and do your reviews and do your social media, you should probably order from Valaverse.com moving forward, because I'm always going to get my product first, and I'm always going to get it out the door first. So,
and that actually answered my next question. Valaverse.com.
Valaverse.com. No more crowdfunding, no more CrowdOx. Everything is done right on Valaverse.com.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Series 2, what's left of Series 1 goes up for pre-order very soon.
Yep.
Planning on.
I get it. The timing of it is going to be not the greatest because we're coming off of Christmas, but maybe some of you got some Christmas money. Series 1, 2A, and 2B all going up at the same time. So if you want to spend your money on one, spend your money on one. If you want to pre-order 2, the pre-orders for Series 2 will go through the whole month of January. So they're a month long. So it'll go to the end. So you'll have a little over a month to pre-order Series 2. So don't worry. So if you want to get your Series 1 stuff first and then get Series 2, the thing with Series 2 is it's not like Big Bad. You will have to pay for your orders when you place them. And then Series 2A and 2B, they're shipping at separate times, but the pre-orders are going up at the same time. So you have to, if you want both Series 2A and 2B, you have to place one. You have to place 2 separate orders. You will not. Now I have a video that Tony already edited that goes through how the whole Series 2 process will work, but I'll say it here and then I'll do it again and probably 5 other times. Series 2A is shipping first. Series 2B is shipping after. You cannot combine orders for Series 2A and 2B because they're separate shipping. So you can't combine or anything like that. So before I know I'm going to get 1,000 messages saying, can I combine? No, you can't combine. You cannot pair any Series 1 with Series 2A. You can't combine Series 1 with Series 2B. You can't do 2A and 2B together. They all have to be separate. It's so I can track it and so I can send it all when it comes in. So Series 2A will come in. It's shipping at the end of January. So if I do the expedited, it'll get here the beginning of March. and avoid Chinese New Year, and I can get it out to you. You know, obviously, like, look, we got this stuff out in a week. Get it out to you the beginning of March. Series 2B is shipping, I believe, mid-April. So then it'll get here in May. So you'll have a few months in between. So pre-Joe Fest, all Series 2B will get in, so that then when Joe Fest comes around, I have both. You know, hopefully I have some Series 1 left in Series 1, 2A, and 2B. Once 2A and 2B ship, I'm just going to start calling it Series 2 because it won't be separate at that point. But again, they will be separate. You have to order separately. There will be a YouTube video. There will be newsletters. There will be social media posts. So that's the gist of it for moving forward.
And they could sign up for that newsletter on Valaverse.com, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great way to stay up to date.
Yep.
Sign up for that newsletter on Valaverse.com. And that's also, I wanted to say, that's the good trade-off if you're strapped for cash after Christmas and you want to pre-order them. Big Bad's a good option because you don't pay up front. Dorkside's a good option. I don't think Dorkside charges up front.
I don't think they do either.
I don't order from them very often, but if I remember correctly, they charge when the items arrive at their warehouse. So, just to recap, if you order from Big Bad or Dorkside and you're wondering where your shipment is, you have to contact them. You can email
But also, guys, please don't, because you're going to be one of thousands of people that are just clogging their emails. When it comes in, they let people know. It's not like they're just going to get it in and like keep it off to the side and hide it from you. Like, they don't do that. They want it out the door as quickly as possible because it's already ordered goods. Please don't bother them. Please. Just be patient. Just wait for your stuff to come in. Okay? Thanks.
All right. And let's get to some super chats here. Michael Hinkson, thank you again. He says, would love to meet you all at Joe Fest. However, due to my treatments, kidney dialysis, I can't travel much. I'll find another way.
And Michael, thank you for the super chat. We'll work with you on that. As Bobby mentioned, you know, before I leave Joe Fest, he'll get me to sign a whole heap more. He can take them back to Rhode Island, and we'll figure something out. We'll work with you on it, mate.
So for Series 2B, which has Desert Rat in it, we're doing a special package. It's going to be $5,000, and it comes with Tony being delivered to your house and will jump out of a cake.
That's awesome. What do you think, Tony? Sound good?
Am I allowed to be drunk when it happens?
Yes. Sure. That's a prerequisite.
Can I collaborate and make this a really oddball episode of retro baking?
You have to talk to Melinda about that.
Okay.
That's funny.
Most Skills 76, thank you very much. He says, were you all surprised that Hasbro did not extend the Rancor like they did for Unicron, especially since it fell short around 500? I thought they probably would. But then Steve Evans, who was I think he's the brand manager on Marvel Legends now. I think he used to be Star Wars.
God.
But I know you have a good story about him. But he said on Instagram that they were not going to extend it. He said that like 2 or 3 days before it ended.
Wow, they let that guy back on Instagram? Shit.
Because if they keep extending HasLabs, then they're going to keep proving that you don't need a HasLab.
Yeah. I also think that they dropped off too many. Like, it's one thing, like Unicron just didn't have enough and they extended it. Rancor dropped. Mm-hmm. So when you start dropping, you realize that your days are numbered. You're like,
yeah.
All right.
Yep. And then you promote the guy at the head of marketing.
Jesus. I cannot believe that guy almost got fired and he is still there. Jesus.
They promoted Patrick after the Rancor failed.
To where? Where is he now?
He's head of global marketing or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Yep. World Made of Cardboard. Thanks, man. He says, is it still possible to order a Desert Rat? My wife wants one too.
World Made of Cardboard. Thank you very much for the super chat. Absolutely, it is. As a matter of fact, no one's actually had the opportunity to order Desert Rat yet. What Bobby was talking about just before, so don't take the 27th of December as gospel, but sometime that week, kind of between Christmas and New Year, all of the all of the additional Series 1 product will go up on the Valaverse.com website, as will the pre-orders for Series 2A and 2B. So Bobby's going to start getting lots of orders from some elderly women who live in a lifestyle village down in Perth with my mum. Apparently they all want one.
Remember, sign up for that newsletter on Valaverse.com, and you'll know when Desert Rat goes up for pre-order. And then Dean from All Things 80s. He said, just wanted to say thank you to Tony and Michael for putting up with my weirdness.
Hey, look, I got to say something. Dean, I do not see you as a weird person. And I'm saying this emphatically simply because when we met, I was projecting that you may very well be the Scottish version of me that I always wanted to be. And so conversely, I don't want you to think you're weird, because if you think you're weird, then that literally, through my mirror metaphor, could mean that I'm weird. So when you look in a mirror, I want you to think to yourself, I'm not, like Michael doesn't think I'm weird, and he certainly doesn't consider himself weird. So I am a Scottish mirror image of Michael in many ways. I want you, when you see me in a live stream, I want you to know you're looking at yourself. You're not weird. You're looking at yourself when you see me. Okay.
Thank you very much for being here, Dean. I really appreciate it.
Could we just change it to 4 POA podcast?
Dean, I want to quote Joe Rogan here when he I don't think that I'm going to go off on a bit of a UFC thing here. So if anyone doesn't follow this, I apologize.
I'm about to get a boner.
Look, Tony Ferguson, I don't believe is the greatest fighter in the world, but I do particularly like Tony Ferguson. I like his fighting style. He's entertaining to watch. And Joe Rogan at one time said on a podcast that Tony Ferguson was brilliantly weird. Tony Ferguson got upset with him, but I understand what Joe meant. Because if you look at that man in the bottom left corner right now, he is a brilliantly weird individual. And I wish I had half of the ability of the use of the English language. So, Michael, if Bobby ever gives me that $2 million a year contract to become his media manager, I will hire you to write my scripts for me.
Stop stroking Hobbs. It's weird.
Don't encourage him.
Thanks, Dean. I went to New York Comic Con this past year, and when I got back, I found out Dean went too.
Yeah.
And he met Alex Sanchez from Infinity Equation. Alex never told me. I'm still upset about that. A World Made of Cardboard. Thank you very much for the super chat. He said, for a polyp on the colon t-shirt.
Now
Thanks,
things are getting really weird.
Yeah, it's kind of off the rails. Randall Guzik.
What have we started?
Listen. It could be worse. I mean, if Michael's considered cancer, it could be worse. You could be called like Toy Guru. Saying.
You have to give yourself that name.
Then again, yes, Michael didn't give himself the name. He wasn't that pretentious.
Nope.
Yeah.
He didn't give himself the name.
Look, Bobby, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Okay.
I know. My behind the scenes, expert that gives me advice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did I not tell you about the? I'm going to start up this other channel. It's mostly going to be about Star Wars and Kenner, and I'm going to call it the Trash Man.
I thought it was going to be called "I'm an expert on companies I haven't worked for." That's what I was thinking of doing. That. I figured, you know what? I figured I'm still currently in the toy industry, but I figured, you know what? I can probably give facts about companies I didn't work for.
Well, I was going to start up a channel, giving advice to YouTubers, and proclaiming myself as an expert on, giving them advice on what content they should make and how they should make it. But during my research, I discovered that like 90% of the people in the comments are far better experts than me at telling other content creators what they should make and how they should make it. So I thought, that market, it's flooded.
My biggest mistake over the last 9 years, the reason that I haven't gotten to 100K in 9 years, is just what Tony was saying. It's because, the guys with 10 or 11 subscribers that only do vertical cell phone videos have all the knowledge. And, I should have been listening to them this whole time, but I didn't. I'm a moron.
Clip that. Okay. I'm going to get to poor Randall here, whose chat has been on the screen for a while. Thank you very much, Randall. He says, will Michael's Action Force figure be called Cancer or Polyp? Thanks for all you do. Yo, 3POA.
I'm going to make him a twin 2-pack like Tomax and Zaymont.
I've said it a million times, and I Bobby knows that this is not me like throwing shade at Action Force or anything. I'm humbled by people who think that I should be an Action Force figure, but I don't want to be. I'm not worthy truly of being an Action Force. I know I've set you guys up for a lot of jokes tonight out there in the chat. I'm not setting you up for a joke this time. I'm not worthy of being an Action Force thing. It would waste a slot. It's just not. That would truly be like if you guys are campaigning for that, and then I make it into an action figure because of you guys. You do know what the peanut gallery would then start saying, right? Because they thought I made up an Australian person. All right. So they'd say, oh, this is the biggest ego trip I've ever seen. He probably held Bobby at gunpoint and made him make him into an action figure for all we know. Like it would just go there. And it's horrible. And I just don't want to put up with it. So I'd rather just keep hanging out with, the ones that I get to have as surprises and enjoy the collection grow and not have my face in it.
Michael, would you be interested in the very first ever Valaverse Action Force figure 2-pack, which will be Desert Rat version 2, an Australian sniper called Kylie,
now that,
and a kangaroo pet. They're riddled with disease. Never mind Cobra Island. We're going to Quokka Island. It's called Rot Nest.
Guys, listen, I'm going to let you in on a little trade secret. Michael and I have signed a contract with each other that neither Michael nor myself will be characters in the Action Force line.
Ah, okay.
That's right. I've never asked. I've never wanted it, and I never want it to happen. I love Action Force. Love it. That's why I don't want it to happen. So, because I'm not worthy. It's a very special toy line. It's going to do things for the toy industry. I truly believe that as it grows, and Valaverse is going to do great things for the toy industry. But also Action Force as an entity is a special thing within Valaverse. And it has set itself up with the real people that it's brought in to be action figures. There's always a special reason. And I don't qualify for any of those special reasons. And I'm okay with that. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right. We got another one from Randall. Thank you very much. He says, my mom was actually Justin Goth. Michael, help me. You're smart.
Justin Gaethje,
English teacher, and he wrestled at my high school. My MMA connection. Oh, cool. Thank you very much for that. Wolfie, thank you. He says, boy, am I glad I saved my money from Hasbro. Please fund me. And spent it on independent creator and vintage Action Force. Love this community. Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually really glad the Rancor failed in that, I didn't back it anyway. Because now I got more money for Action Force Series 2, baby.
There you go.
Bring it on.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are caught up. We're all caught up with Super Chats.
All right,
Now,
well, I know that it's your show, Ryan. I don't mean to interrupt.
no, please interrupt.
That's got to go potty. But while he does that, Michael, since you're our guest, I'd like to give you the floor to give the audience your first thoughts on the Action Force product that you've got. And I'm going to take my phone and listen to it while I'm on the potty.
Wow.
The potty.
Yeah.
Wow. So, guys,
He's you
I'm
literally you have just
taking
like
over.
like a virus have just
Yeah.
infested into everyone's account.
no, but think about this. Think about this, guys. Think about it. It's poetry. This is a moment where we can all literally say that Tony gives a shit about what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So my first thoughts on this are, and I'm gonna have a whole feature about Wave 1 and everything else coming in the next few weeks. I have a video about my first sort of like interactions with the figures coming out Monday. It's gonna be on Patreon tomorrow. But I just Tony was asking. So I wanted to get a balance when I first opened the figures. So I opened Sarge first, and then I wanted to open a villain. So I opened the Swarm figure because I was just like really excited to open that one and get the mech suit on him or the wings and everything. And then I wanted to open one of the general troop builders. And I told Melinda. Melinda came downstairs as I was putting them together and everything like that. And Melinda came downstairs, and she respects pop culture. Obviously, she knows toys and everything like that. But I had just gotten Sarge together. And she just wandered over and picked him up, and she was kind of looking at him, and she actually was the one that put the revolver in the holster. And she was like, wow. She was like, these are actually like really nice. And I said, yeah. I said, his sunglasses come off too. And she goes, you're kidding me. And I'm like, no, check it out. And sort of hat and sunglasses, she's like, it really looks like him. And she's like, it's really nice. These are without a doubt. And I'm not saying this because Bobby's on the stream. I mean, Scott Knightlick was on a stream with me, and I certainly wasn't nice to him. So I don't have any problem being honest with people. These are without a doubt, in all the time that I've had to experience modern toys, in some cases endure modern toys, put up with modern toys in the 6-inch fad that we're living through right now, the 6-inch circle jerk that we're living through in toy collecting. These are by a nautical mile. And I mean, like, I haven't just collected Black Series. I haven't just collected Marvel Legends. I've collected Ghostbusters Plasmas come through here and gone. I've done not Marauders because they're 3 3/4 inch. Feudal Ninjas from the Fwoosh. I've got those. They're 6-inch scale. I mean, I've got a ton of 6-inch stuff in here in various places. These are, let's take Bobby out of the equation for a minute. Let's pretend I didn't know Bobby and Bobby was gone, and these were just dumped on my doorstep. All right. In other words, Bobby's not gone. He's not dead or anything, but I don't know him. All right. Like, I just don't know him. All right.
Will this make it easier?
That's great. Thank you. All right. These really are, and I'm not joking. These really are, without a doubt, in all of my experience collecting toys and working with toys. All right. These really are the nicest 6-inch action figures I've ever seen. I totally forgot our little friend, our non-durable friend, NECA. NECA deserves a mention for being total crap, don't they? Unlike NECA, these are actually made out of quality plastic that doesn't feel like glued together sawdust. These are actually really nice. Like, these are superior in plastic and materials to the Marvel Legends figures you get, which Marvel Legends figures by and large are very durable, but their articulation is dated. Their sculpting is hit and miss. I mean, guys, if you're on the fence, just buy one. Just get one of them and just look at it. It's unreal. I don't even care. I care. But if these guys never had a mythology and it was just an action figure line, I'd already be hooked in and I'd just be buying them all. And that's not me trying to pimp for a company. I do not have a marketing agreement with Bobby or anything like that. Like, I'm just the honest guy in the toy aisle again. But, to paraphrase Anchorman, the opening of Anchorman, Action Force is the balls. Like it really is just the best quality 6-inch action figure I've ever seen. So
wow, I'm like getting like flustered over here. Jeez.
High praise. Wow, you're blushing.
And this
Bobby.
is the moment where baby Bobby is regretting not making a marketing deal with me. No, I'm kidding. but no, seriously, like these really are the nicest 6-inch figures I've ever seen. From detail, like this is the first time, guys, that somebody has ever taken the time. I mean, you can't see this. Somebody's actually taken the time to put hands in there that actually are made to support the rifle at the forward grip. No one's ever done that. You just kind of have to take the second duplicate left hand trigger pull hand and kind of mangle it out until it's white stress marks all over. Hope the fingers don't break off. You know, this is choice stuff that not a detail has been left to chance. Very impressive. And you know, the feudal ninjas that I mentioned earlier, they're nice to look at once they're in poses, but their hands pop off like you wouldn't believe. Like just trying to move the sword, their hands pop off and stuff. You don't have that problem. These things are double locked, and I mean, like when they pop in, they snap in and lock, and then you know, I mean, it's Tony's back from dropping a deuce, so we can please say what you want to say.
I'd give it 10 minutes before you go in there.
Okay.
We've known
Hold on, Tony.
Yeah.
Before you give your thoughts, I'll be right back. It's time. It's my turn to go to the potty. Okay, go ahead.
We've known each other a long time. We talk all the time. I don't know if I've ever brought it up in conversation, actually, how often I watch you while I'm sitting on the toilet. My favorite thing to do is, back in the day before mobile phones and internet and all that, used to read the newspaper.
Yeah.
Now I watch retro blasting videos. And people wonder why it takes me 20 minutes.
Well, no, I really meant what I said. I am humbled that you literally give a shit about what I say. Like, no, I really meant everything I said, and I was not joking or even trying to be unduly flattering for the purposes of even tongue in cheek. I'm not being tongue in cheek. I really mean what I'm saying to you guys. Like, these are the nicest 6-inch action figures I've ever seen. Like, there's not even a contender. There's nothing comes close that I've found, and I've ordered a lot of different stuff over the years. I felt like 6-inch was a plague for a while, quite frankly, because 6-inch is just for adult collectors who got obsessed with their icons, but didn't have the room for vehicles and playsets anymore. But they wanted to still own Star Wars and Marvel and take it away from the kids, and so they kept taking more and more toy aisle share away from the kids marketed stuff.
How dare you?
Look, man, I've got enough of them we are the only generation, okay? We are the only generation that has dragged our superheroes with us into adulthood and adapted them for our adult taste, so we don't have to feel as embarrassed still being into it and watching it. Whereas our parents and grandparents, when they grew up on Batman and Superman, what'd they do? They became comic book writers and artists that were still writing comic books for kids ages 6 to 12. Mm-hmm. They didn't age the comics up so that they could still own them, right? So my point is that Action Force actually accomplishes two very important things. One, it makes me not loathe 6-inch scale. It's like, oh, finally there's a point to 6-inch scale. And two, it is a new property that's not derivative, right? It's Action Force in a name, but it's owned and conceived in an entirely new way. And it's marketed for online and what Hasbro's, marketing people like to call fan channel, but that's not, I hate that term. It's marketed direct to consumer. So yeah, you can buy them for your kids. But they're aimed at appealing to adult collectors. I feel like Action Force really is in many ways a toy line or an action figure line, a collectible action figure line that's kind of looking at the adults that have been fighting over, Marvel Legends and Star Wars figures and Target for like the last 10 years. And it's like, that's for kids. Let's level up now. Let's remember what it's like to wear long pants. Let's remember what it's like to have a nice 5 o'clock shadow. Can we remember that? Like, can we please act like adults and not man children for just a little bit? Can we try it? Let's try it. Let's just try it for a little bit.
I think I just found the next clip, 3POA clip that I'm going to export.
I don't know.
I love it. I love it. I love when you make me feel embarrassed of myself.
Look, man, I've got the figures too. I don't have as many as you do, but I've got them. But my point is that, Action Force didn't come out there to say, hey, we're gonna steal something away from kids. No, they're like, hey, it's cool to be an adult that's into action figures, but we're gonna make some purpose built for you in the scale that you like that doesn't take market share away from legacy kid properties. I think that right there to me is the existential achievement of this that nobody's talking about yet, probably because my brain is broken. Dean, I'm weird. I told you. Look in a mirror. You're probably weird like me. No, but I'm just saying. I really believe that. I'm not joking with you guys. I really believe that. I'm not BSing you.
I like that point. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, are you blushing?
A little bit. I'm not. Listen, when people when I have to handle people talking positively about me, I don't know how to handle it.
Dude, I'm not. Look, that's why I took you out of the equation when I was saying all this. I didn't want you to think that I was trying to flatter you in any way. Like, we've already talked about the vests. I even messaged you and I was like, Bobby, these vests are an absolute bitch. Like, I can't get the vest on, and that's a minor thing. That's not even your fault. And when it got on there, it was great. So I don't want people to think, oh, Michael's saying this because Bobby's on the stream. I'm not. I'm not wired that way. Like, you know how many friends I've lost in the 9 years I've been on YouTube? It's countless. All right. So my point simply is that there's a lot going on with Action Force that goes beyond the surface, and it goes into an area of the collecting industry for our generation of adults that we need to really start considering. Because in the one thing that Hot Toys can claim is that Hot Toys was, yes, making things based off of what should traditionally be children's franchises, but at least they were making them for adults and only adults at an adult price point, where it was like, these are clearly collectibles for the adult fans in the pie chart, right? This is where they live. But us as adults in the toy aisles have made so many demands with our money and our expendable income and our money, and we're the buyers for so long that we've actually changed the default architecture of the product lines to appeal more to adults than they do to kids. And then everybody in the toy industry is like, how come kids don't buy our stuff anymore? And it's like, because we just decided that we are never going to let go of Spider-Man. He's ours forever at 43 years old. And it's like, oh my God. Like, so Action Force doesn't have that burden. Action Force is for adults from the get-go. And yeah. So.
I mean, there is that's a very interesting point. And I totally agree with you. The one cool aspect that I've seen is how guys our age have kids, and I've seen some videos and some posts of them experiencing with their kids opening up Action Force stuff. I'm like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And then when I had Noah here, 11 years old, it's like, huge fan of Action Force. I'm like, wow, okay. But no, it was definitely made for adults.
Yeah, it's not that it can't be
cool.
It's not that it can't be for kids.
Yeah.
But that's the beautiful part, is that if a kid gets into it, it's probably because his dad bought a few or his mother bought a few. They're female Action Force fans. And then the kid's like, hey, can I get a few on the next go around or the next shipment? And then he's into it too. Yeah, these things aren't kid unfriendly, but their genesis is in appealing to the grown-ups who are toy collectors. And I guess that's my biggest point, is that, okay, I know I'm dominating the conversation right now, and I apologize, but
you're a guest, Michael. There's no need to apologize.
Okay. Every few weeks, when I'm sitting here in the studio, happened on Monday. Sitting here in the studio, working on something, and I hear this clatter. And I know that is a Marvel Legends ankle joint or a Black Series ankle joint just deciding, I'm going to give way today and knock over 50 figures way over there. Like, and you think you're going to find a gremlin when you get around. Right? There you go. Right? The fact that you're doing that like it's on a conveyor is freaky. Is it on a roller?
No, I just slid him across the table. I thought you
Wow,
were going to say,
dude, you would be good with a steady cam. It makes it kind of embarrassing because then you go over there and you go, why do I have all these? Like, I'm glad I have my Pride of the X-Men. I'm glad I have my Amazing Friends. But some of these guys, it's just like, why did I get all these variants of Chris Evans? They're all different scales. They're all kind of janky. Like, what am I doing with these? And then it's like, and they're falling over. Like, K2SO keeps pitching over no matter what I do. I could literally mold him into a transparent bar of soap and he would still fall over on the shelf, like just all the time. And it gets old. I actually took all my Star Wars Black Series down. It became not only a toy collecting studio embarrassment, but it also became but these? Are you kidding me? Look at that.
A lot of people were making like positive comments, like they can stand on one foot.
Yeah. My Sergeant Slaughter has never had to use the stand. These haven't really had to use the stands either. I was just kind of getting them on there for the video I'm doing tomorrow. But my Sergeant Slaughter's never had to use the stand. I mean, I bet you look, I'm shaking too much, but like he's standing in my hand, no problem. I'm just moving too much, but he's standing in my hand. It's amazing. Really, really well done. I can't wait to see Wave 2 because Wave 1 is usually, to everybody out there, not the three hosts right now, but to everybody else out there, I want to bring something up here, okay? And I'm going to say it again in the video tomorrow. Wave 1 of Action Force is 99.9% there. And when I say the 0.1%, it's the stuff we've been joking about like things that they had, ready to go, and then there was a variance at the factory on the little backpack pins or vest pins or whatever it is, and it's like no big deal, but it's it's being revised for Wave 2. Whatever it was, they already thought they had it down, but entropy, whatever. These things happen. So what I want to point out is a lot of people don't realize this or remember. They don't want to remember the original 12 Kenner Star Wars action figures had a major flaw with the neck pin. The way the head attached to the body of those action figures was really bad, and a lot of heads would break off. And the pins attached to the necks could even crack the torsos when the head broke off. So immediately for the next wave in 79, they revised the head pin for the rest of the run, and it solved the problem. Original 13 Real American Hero G.I. Joes. You ever seen a Zap with thumbs that's not on a card? I haven't, because all those thumbs on the straight arms were real brittle and they just kept breaking off. So what they do for 1983, they immediately reissued all those figures, made sure that their thumbs were a little more pliable. And they still kept trying to improve that even all the way up through the late 90s with the Toys R Us releases. My point in saying that is that problems happen with toy lines, and you want to hope they're minor. I'll take a janky neck joint on a Kenner Star Wars figure that got revised, or I'll take a flak vest, attachment pin that's just a little too mushroomy on the first round, knowing that 99.9% of that figure from the very first run was perfect. How often does that happen? Because companies like NECA, they have literally thrown their hands up and said, yep, we're just going to go out on Twitter and just say that, remember to give your figures a bath, everybody, when you get them. And it's like they've literally given up. They're like, you know what? We're going to make this standard operating procedure for our products that cost $55 a figure. And I'm sorry, what? Like, you're not going to try and solve the problem? You're just going to kick the can down the road?
And their customer service is going to tell you just to return it to the store. That's their only solution.
Right. Bobby strove for perfection with these figures from the get-go, and he has delivered nigh on perfection mechanically, structurally, design-wise, sculpting, everything. So anybody who wants to challenge me on that because they're just some Joe Rando bomb thrower, I'll take you on every time. And most of the time, what will happen is I'm sure I'll find out they're like a NECA collector. And then I'm just going to reach through the internet and just, grab their balls until they pass out. Like, I swear.
All right. We have to get to some super chats before it jumps.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Andrew, no, that's okay. Andrew Sabina, does that mean I can't make my own custom Action Force Michael figure?
Codename Cancer.
You can do what you want.
Yeah.
Won't be officially sanctioned by, anything.
Is there an action figure head you would recommend for yourself for him to use?
I'm not giving out any recommendations.
Yeah. Buzz off.
We got Sonny Frisch. Thank you very much. He says, Bobby, since Action Force playsets had been brought up, FE Outpost Defender.
I think it was IE, the Outpost Defender.
IE, the Outpost Defender. Tony Smirk. Would a series of small but modular combinable playsets be conceivable? That might cover the wish for a diorama.
I think at this scale, you have to be very, very, choice about what you do. Anything too big, a Snake Mountain, a Castle Grayskull, like those are iconic. So yeah, people are going to pay for those. But if you have just a base that's not iconic, that doesn't attach to lore or something, it might be hard. So you might want to do something that's smaller, modular. But yeah, I don't know. That's going to take a lot of thought. That's not just something I can decide on. That's way down the road. And who knows? The lay of the land for playsets might change by the time I'm ready to do playsets. So we'll see.
All right. Oh, sorry. You can bring that one back up, Tony.
It's Keith Knight saying Desert Shat.
Thank you, Keith.
You know what? That's going to be the variant with brown pants
and a truncheon. For sure.
If any of you guys out there, when you get your Desert Rat action figures and you're painting skid marks on it, it's not happening. We're not friends.
Matt Movie 611, thank you very much. He says, a bunch of my favorite people on one stream. Awesome. Oh, you're awesome. Thank you.
I'm going to take a picture of my Desert Rat on a vertical photo, and he's going to be holding something off camera. You can only see part of it, and then I'm going to caption it. Is that my forearm?
Lyle Convoy, thank you very much. He says, I'm sorry, but all toy lines are canceled now, including Bobby's, because I found the perfect toy line. One of Gorilla's costumes from Memory Toys. Have you guys seen those?
No. What are those?
So if you go to vctoysbox.com, vctoysbox.com, they have this line of gorillas, and one of them has like gold, chains around his neck, and he's wearing like basketball shorts. One is in a prison uniform. They look awesome. I actually ordered the one in the prison uniform, and there's a couple others. I forget what they are, but I actually really like them. They look like a scaled up SH Figuarts King Kong. So I think it's kind of like a knockoff, a bootleg or something. But they're pretty cool.
How much are they? Average?
The one I got was like $80.
Okay.
$80. But yeah, I mean, it looks like import level quality, like I said, like a Figuarts.
Gotcha.
And then we got Robert Diaz. Again, thank you very much. He said, I only bought the generic troop builders and weapon packs, even after Bobby once joking said to kick me out of chat. Bobby is a maker of fine goods. Who haven't you told to kick out of the chat?
That's true.
Yeah.
I rile easy.
And I know we have more. Oh, Brian Dillingham. Thank you very much. No comment, but
Dillinghammism. It's a classic Dillinghammism right there.
Exactly.
Another one from Rick Shattered Glass Jazz. Thank you very much. He says, Bobby, love the Action Force stands. Ooh, I like this. He said, would love to see a Swarm flight stand in the future that has the hexagon shaped base with that Swarm design aesthetic.
Interesting. there's so many companies that do flight stands. I'd like to try to take a poll one day of what the most common flight stand is that people buy. So maybe instead of making my own flight stand, what I'll do is include a hole in the stand to attach that flight stand. Or maybe do a stand that has multiple sized holes for multiple different flight stands. So not a bad idea.
Bobby, I thought you told me that you were going to make that a stretch goal with the upcoming Action Force Rocknar, the swarm mutant monster that they use. No? Okay.
I think
Right, I did. I forgot about that.
there's 2 stands, flight stands that I can think of
Mhm.
that I think are probably the most prolific amongst collectors like us. That's the Mofex flight stand
Yeah, I have some of those.
and the Mezco flight stand.
Gotcha.
So I think that would probably be a really good option.
Okay.
If you did multiple holes in the same stand. That's a good idea.
I like it.
And then we got Brian Dillingham. Thank you very much. Once again, he said, Bobby, I have been supplying my comic dealer with classifieds in exchange for comics so his wife doesn't find out. I showed him Action Force and said, man, get me those.
Tell him he's got to carry some of my comics and I'll get him some figures.
Okay. You want to add like an extra $5-10 to every order, Bobby? Here's what you do. You make that an option when you're in Valorverse.com at checkout. You make it an option to have an insert, just a sheet, print it out. Congratulations on winning these from Valorverse.com. You put that in the box for the collectors that don't want their wives to know how much they spent. It's like an extra $5-10.
Big Bad has the premium packaging. I can do the wife packaging, and that'll be
Yep. Congrats, so and so. You're the winner of this month's Valorverse giveaway. You slip that in the box.
I was telling my wife this week that some of the boxes we boxed up are really, really big boxes, and I was like, man, guys are gonna get these boxes on their porch, and their wives are gonna be like, "What did you order?"
Yeah, I told my wife that I'm a paid shill, and you sent me everything for free. So, let's see here. White Vegeta, hey, how's it going? Thank you very much for the super chat. He said I would be totally down for a bivouac or some other small set. Bivouac would be cool.
That would be
something
cool.
in that would be awesome. I love this name. Your Muslim uncle. Just a thank you, your Muslim uncle. Just a thank you for you guys being you and doing these streams and creating. God bless. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas.
Every time I see his name pop up, I just visualize, because it's Muslim uncle, I just always visualize somebody that, like Auda Al-Butai, like somebody who I want to be my uncle. Like that guy who was a real person in history and then played by Anthony Quinn in Lawrence of Arabia. It's like, dude, he would have been such a great uncle to have. He is so colorful, like just so like a big personality, I want to go watch Lawrence of Arabia. Anyway.
So Crash here. I think I'm saying it right now. Crash. Last time I called him Trash. My bad. I apologize. But Crash, thank you for the super chat. He says, are you still doing the Stomp figures? If so, when will they ship and will there be vehicles? Seriously, though, thank you for your work on Action Force. Happy holidays. Thank you.
The Stomp figures are on hold. I'm always in contact with Matt, so I'd like to get them out. So we're just trying to figure out the best timing and things like that. So I know they're overly expensive Super 7 figures just hit, so people are going to be caught up with those for a bit. But I'd like to get them much better, much more premium, much cheaper versions of themselves. So yeah,
it wouldn't be hard to do that.
Yeah. I tell you what, Super 7's probably glad that we put those figures on hold, because they were probably like, shit.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about charging like $50 for a 2-pack, because we were going to sell them together. It was like a 2-pack. It was like $50 or $60, and it's like one of their figures are $55. So it would have been bad news. Bad news.
Michael's being weird again, guys. Just want to let you know.
I needed a headrest.
I like it.
He's cuddling a T-Rex.
Look, Hobbs yields, and I needed a headrest, and this perfect.
We have.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bobby. No, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if we're getting our pets, I was gonna go. I got a new addition to the office today. For those of you, I have a bearded dragon in the office, but I picked up a scorpion today.
Oh, nice.
I always wanted a scorpion, and I got one, and it's a female, and I named her Pandora.
Ooh, killer.
Yeah. Pandora.
Yeah.
We don't need to see soy mouth T-Rex, Michael.
His camera was frozen. Hey.
Okay. We have a very misinformed James Salzberg here. Thank you for the super chat. He says Laser Pants is a genius.
You should have to pay him $4 for that one.
Thank you, James. Brandon Pleasant, thank you very much. He says, any chance David Goggins will make it into Action Force? His personal story is awesome and seems like a great addition to the line.
I mean, I'm very particular on who I put into the line. I don't want to make it
no fucking way you can be.
Yeah. Well, no, but it's like I'm particular in the sense that like it has nothing to do with like us being really good friends. It's just you love Action Force and you've been in the military. So it's like that's like a perfect combination. It's like Tim Kennedy. It's like he is such a an American that fights for freedom. It's like hell yeah, put that guy in the line. I don't want to make a habit of putting people in the line, but I keep finding myself like putting people in the line. It has to be the right move. I don't know much about him, but I'll look into him. It also has to be someone that has a really good personality. Tony, Tim, they have good personalities. So we'll see.
I don't even know who David Goggins is.
I do. Yeah. He's ex-Navy SEAL. He's overcome some significant challenges in his life. So he goes on a lot of podcasts. Very inspirational story for anyone who wants to look him up.
Well, I didn't know who Tim Kennedy was either until Joe Fest, and then I started following him, and that guy's a god amongst men. He's awesome. I like Tim Kennedy. Gotta scroll. Okay, here we go. Brian Dillingham, thank you again. He says, can we get a jetpack or a jet trooper?
Well, I mean, like the Swarm jetpack, yeah, it's got wings, but it also has like a thruster on the back. I don't know what kind of jetpack you're looking for. Like a jump, like with a jump jetpack kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. They do have that new one the military has where you wear like giant elephants on your hands and you hover around real awkwardly. So maybe one of those.
I think it was Murdoch that used something like that in the A-Team. He had that jetpack. Timothy Tangeman, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, Bobby, what are the chances of classic Action Force characters coming into the line? I know Sergeant Slaughter and Desert Rat are in, but any others? This is another question that you get a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I want to, like I said, like Tony was kind of the perfect storm. It made sense, but I'm not actively looking to put old Action Force things out there. If other people, I've done my fair share of bringing vintage stuff into the line. There are other people out there that want to copy Action Force stuff. That's fine. I think moving forward, I want to focus on my created characters. And like I said, if there's a situation like Tony's situation that is perfect, sure, I'll explore it, but I'm not actively seeking it.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a million Spider-Man. There's always a new Spider-Man or Captain America. This is actually something new. Yes, it's the Action Force name, but it's something new. And I think that's something we're really starved for right now. Even though Spider-Man, the newest movie, was amazing.
I want to touch on a couple of things here. And sorry, can you just pull that chat back up again?
Oh, sure.
Or you skip past?
Now I got to find it again. It jumped.
That's all right. So Timothy's asking about bringing some of the the older Action Force characters into the line. So there's two things I kind of quickly want to address. I've had a number of people in the YouTube comments, not a massive amount, but enough people for me to want to address this. So I put out a video the other day, like a tutorial on basically how I treat any modern 6-inch action figure when I take it, but I just happen to do it with Valaverse. And I've got people in the comments saying, "Oh, cool video, but I'm going to hold off and wait for some more unbiased reviews." Well, first of all, that was a tutorial video. It wasn't a review. Like, yes, I might have given some thoughts of what I thought of Modern Action Force, but it's not a review. Like, my big video is coming, and my big video is actually not going to be a review. It's more going to be
a retrospective.
Well, retrospective is when you sort of going back looking at something.
That's true.
That's kind of what it is. So I think I'm going to call it like a collecting guide. I don't know. It's
an overview.
It's going to be a little bit different because basically I'm going to do the video dressed as Desert Rat, and he's going to put his troops through Special Forces selection and see whether they, whether they make the cut and they can make it into Action Force. But for the people who are saying, they want to hear an unbiased review, just because I'm friends with Bobby and he's putting me in the line, do you think that having for the last 5 years on YouTube been quite critical of things I dislike, do you think all of a sudden now I'm going to not tell Bobby that the connectors on the armor vests are really frustrating, or that the holes in the feet are very, very tight to get onto the stands? Do you think I'm not going to tell him so that he can not improve it? Like, I'm actually, I feel less likely to be biased because I know Bobby's going to listen to what I've got to say and he's going to go and improve it for Series 2.
Yeah.
So
I'm in the group thread. I saw you say it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
now,
absolutely.
when it comes to the classic Action Force characters, I am going to. I've written my script for my Action Force overview. Filming has already started. It's going to take me a while though, so you'll get that video like the week between Christmas and New Year as well. When it comes to the classic Action Force characters, I really wanted to address some pockets of the Action Force collecting community, the diehards who are like, hashtag this is not my Action Force, because they want Baron Ironblood, Red Shadows, the Kraken, they want Z Force. This is what they want, because what they say on the message boards is, this is not my Action Force. Well, that's not where Action Force started anyway. It started with another legendary toy line, Action Man. And the first series of Action Force, the first wave, was rescaled Action Man figures. And there was no mythology. It was Desert Rat, the Parachute Regiment, the SAS, all these British military units. There was a German stormtrooper. In the Action Man line, we had periods when, following the success of Star Wars, all of a sudden, we got the Space Rangers, and people were like, wow, this is a departure. But it wasn't a bad departure. It was the next evolution. Mm-hmm. And when I look at the history of this brand, I actually think, Bobby, this is quite the coup here. The first action figure that we recognize today ever created was Hasbro's original 12-inch G.I. Joe in 1964. That became Action Man in 1966. In the 1970s, that brand became a very quintessentially British brand, which then evolved into a 3 3/4-inch scaled Action Force line, which then evolved into Baron Ironblood and the Red Shadows and the Z Force, which then evolved into Action Force International Heroes. Mm-hmm. This is the next evolution of Action Force. And I almost feel as though a company that Bobby worked for a while but left, and he's now here making far better product with a toy line that really was supposed to be theirs. And as a almost lifelong fan of G.I. Joe, Action Man, Action Force, the whole lot, I feel privileged that this brand that I love is now in the hands of Bobby Valor and the Valorverse Company.
I just got to correct you on one thing, Tony. I know you said it was a coup, but the coup is actually copyright Valorverse 2021, made in China. That's the coup. But other than that, I thought your whole speech was fantastic.
Thank you. Was that a speech or a rant? I don't know.
That was a speech.
That was a
nice.
speech.
An impassioned speech.
Well, I'm telling you. When Snake Eyes the movie came out and everyone was going hashtag not my Snake Eyes, and I think people were trying to do this to Valorverse with this brand before they actually saw what it would become. The people who went all in on Snake Eyes and devoted, tens and hundreds of videos on their channel to promoting the Snake Eyes movie, that totally backfired. Hashtag this is my, because this is Action Force as fuck. I wish I had a figure here to hold up. They're downstairs in the studio because I'm mid-filming. Oh, Michael is holding, everyone, for the audience, if you haven't already seen, the best Firefly action figure ever made.
I would like everybody to burn this image into their minds. Action Force has come to deliver us from ourselves. It's come to deliver us from the sins of the toy industry. The only difference between Bobby Valla and John DeLorean, besides almost being the president of General Motors and some cocaine problem he had later, besides those things, the only difference between Bobby Valla and John DeLorean is that Bobby Valla's stuff actually works, whereas John DeLorean's stuff didn't work. So,
you sure they differed in the cocaine thing? I'm not too sure.
Well, again, I don't have any receipts to make claims one way or the other. So, as a former journalist, I have to be responsible in that respect.
While I very much appreciate everything Tony said, and it means so much to me. The one thing I think when, because Tony, I've heard you say similar things before, and we've talked many times about it, is the people that are writing hashtag not my action force, have they seen what Bob Breakin has said about my action force? I wonder how they would feel about that. So, when you have a channel that's has Action Force in your title, but is just shilling on Snake Eyes, but, doesn't really report on Action Force. How do you feel about Bob Breakin saying basically what you said about this current iteration of Action Force? How it is the next generation of Action Force. So it is very much the real Action Force, and, I just wonder, like, how would those people feel, knowing that, the lead designer on these Action Force characters has said that about this Action Force line.
And he's not the only person, I'm in contact with Greg Hughes and other people as well. Greg Hughes wrote, which I shared with you, this really long email with me regarding the weapons in the line, the type of talking about the ABS plastic and all of this kind of thing. But kind of put yourself in their shoes, which I have done many times, and I look at it. So you, Bobby, when you are in your 70s and you've retired from this, maybe Valorverse lives on, you sell it to someone else or whatever, but at that point, do you want the new head of the company or the new owner of the brand to go, we're going to do an updated version of Condor and Bone Collector, or do you want to see another direction for them to go with it? I almost
mean,
feel
I
like I'm
think-
having a conversation about the Star Wars sequels now.
Yeah, I think you can do it, but like I would definitely like to see it evolve into something else. But
And that's
also,
exactly what the
Yeah.
Palatoy designers have said to me. The ones I've spoken to were like, we would rather see new creations than our old creations just revisited and updated.
yeah. Now it's working with, say, Classified, where they're just doing kind of updated versions of old characters. Like it's working there, but that's because they changed scales. Like if this was something that kept going on, I definitely want to see it evolve. I definitely want it to be something different. I don't want to be doing, a fifth Condor, in Series 10. I'd like, hopefully there's all new characters, or maybe someone else took over the team and we killed off Condor. You never know. No.
But if we get a Condor version 3 before we get an Australian sniper called Kylie, me and Michael will lynch your ass.
I agree. Ryan, you want to? I know we got some super chats built up. You want to rapid fire through those?
Yes, I do. Nerd Rage Against the Machine, thank you very much. He says, what about selling printables like STL files? That's for 3D printing.
No, not my cup of tea.
Okay. Brian Dillingham, thank you very much. He says, Bobby, my comic guy agrees to your terms. He will carry your comics for figures.
All right, tell him to get in touch with me.
There you go. Occam's Razor, thank you very much. He says, Dan Crenshaw, Texas congressman, make him.
Everyone's got an opinion on the next guy I got to make in a line.
Thank you, Occam's Razor. We got one from Tree Theodore. He says, congrats, Bobby. Have a Merry Christmas, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tree.
Matt Deckard, thank you. He says, could we look at this as a continuation of Action Force, leaving out where G.I. Joe ate the history? And how about dressing as Desert Rat, or how about dressing as Dessert Rat instead of Desert Rat?
Yeah.
The banana split costume.
Yeah, Dessert Rat is he's in a Borat mankini covered in whipped cream.
Jeff
Bobby's hot tub.
Jeff McElway, thank you. He says Action Force transformable DeLorean. Come on, Bobby.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeff. Unboxing Art. Thanks, Art. He says, congratulations, Bobby. Love all you guys.
Thanks, bud.
Love you too, man. And World Made of Cardboard. Thank you once again. He says, just how powerful is Swarm?
That will be elaborated on as the comics continue, and then we're talking about that in the script for the movie is done. So, we kind of dive into that a lot.
Okay.
Nice.
And then I just want to bring this up. KB says Larry is Larry. He created G.I. Joe, a real American hero. If he wants to change things, that's on him. It won't change his accomplishments. I assume he's talking about Larry Hama.
Yeah, but what's he talking about him changing?
Yeah, I mean,
he didn't.
I think it's because
the Snake Eyes movie, but
he endorsed it.
He endorsed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know if he was paid for that, though.
Yeah, I mean, I would say look.
I guarantee you he was.
Yes, look to see who's signing his checks. I think we're through the super chats. Oh wait, we just got another one. Sunny Frisch, thank you very much. He says, "Is the Swarm going to have a queen?"
Maybe.
Okay. Wait and see. There is more comic books coming, right, Bobby? The story will continue. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's upcoming. So
Issue 6. Issue 6 is the Tim Kennedy issue. That's going to the printer. Issue 7 is the Pandora issue. That one is being colored right now.
Awesome. Yeah. So sign up for the Veliverse newsletter.
Yep.
Stay up to date. Know when they go on sale. Thank you, Sonny. And then Timothy Tangman. Thank you again. He says, I wasn't trying to offend, having never been exposed to the classic Action Force outside of analog toys. Bobby's Action Force is my Action Force. I don't think you offended anyone.
We weren't trying to say anyone offended anything. I think Tony was just making a point about some of the people in other groups that are not accepting of this, which is fine. They don't have to buy it. You know what? There's thousands of people that are. They are a very small minority group of people that aren't, and that's fine, man. That's cool. I don't need
Yeah,
them to buy it.
we're open to all opinions here, as long as you don't frame your opinions as facts.
Exactly.
So,
However, it is a fact that this is now Action Force.
that is a fact. Indisputable. Yeah.
And when you have these figures in your hand, you can make them do things like pretending to drive a car.
Michael, when I come to Joe Fest, I'm going to give you a little education on posing. Okay,
Me?
I'm going to help you out. Yes,
What?
how to pose a 6-inch action figure. I'm an expert. That's one thing I'm good at.
Okay.
That's the only thing I'm good at.
When you said you were going to give him lessons on posing, I thought, what? So me and Bobby like hang out at lunch while you two are on the street corner.
Well, I don't know if you guys will even leave the hotel room the whole weekend. I don't know. We'll see.
I guess what that means is when Ryan watched my studio tour, he was just like, God, there's no energy to anything in those cases. There's just nothing. Going on there.
All right, we have gone overtime by a half hour. It was a great show. I had fun talking with you guys. Michael, since you're our guest, where can everyone keep up to date with you?
I don't want anyone to know where I am. No.
Right.
My web channel is Retroblasting, all one word, ING, Retroblasting. You can find me on YouTube, which is our main platform, youtube.com/Retroblasting. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook as Retroblasting. And we have retroblasting.com, which really just aggregates our videos and keeps everybody up to date on what's going on the YouTube channel. And of course, we have the Retroblasting Patreon. We have a lot of fun over there as well. Lots of exclusive content, lots of just fun, unique stuff that I post there multiple times a week, sometimes multiple times a day. So, yeah.
Awesome. Tony?
I am an alcoholic, and I love Bobby Valor. You can find me at valorverse.com, refreshing the page every couple of hours, waiting to see if anything comes into stock. You can also find me on the Legions of Valorverse Facebook group, asking for updates on my Big Peg Toy Store order. And sometimes I'm on the 3POA podcast when Ryan lets me in. I promise next time not to eat leftover curry for breakfast, because that's what happened this morning.
Oh, man.
Gracie made this beautiful Indian curry and she's left, and about half an hour before the stream, I was like, that was so delicious. I just chuck it in the microwave, 30 seconds, good to go. Yeah.
Turned into a desert shat.
Literally.
Bobby, how about you?
Valorverse everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, valorverse.com.
Yep.
Send me a message, ask me about your order.
Sign up for that newsletter on valorverse.com.
Yes.
And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at LaserPants81. I'm a co-host on the Infinity Equation podcast, Friday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific, and right here every other Saturday on 3POA. There's a couple more super chats before we go. First of all, Scott Hughes. And by the way, Scott Hughes, before I read your super chat, got to show everyone this. Thank you very much. Scott Hughes sent me this effing grow knife. I had a Kershaw, before this. That was my daily carry. This effing grow puts it to shame. I've been using this nonstop for everything. It keeps its edge. Really nice knife. He also sent me a really nice flashlight. Scott, you are a gentleman, and I'm glad you're a friend. Thank you very much.
He sent me one as well.
Yeah. So, Scott, thank you. He says, will all of the previous comics that I missed be reprinted? I also just wanted to say Merry Christmas, gentlemen. Thank you.
We're talking about it. I have an editor who manages the comics now. We're talking about how we're going to do that, if we're going to offer a trade paperback, if we're going to reprint the old one. So stay tuned.
And if not, I think
they're offered digitally on Amazon, on Kindle Direct.
Bobby, can you please strive one day to get the DC license? Because I would
love to. I'm a DC fan. I've
just discovered something here. The first action figure I've ever had that bump it Bum ba dum bum ba dum. Bum 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 ba dum.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, he can do the whole. Yeah.
Michael,
Just
you got to
be
get
prepared, Michael. We will get 15 versions of Jared Leto's Joker.
Hey, you show respect, sir.
Hashtag not my Joker.
Michael, you got to track down that Mafex Superman. It's amazing.
Okay, I will.
And then we got Dalzell Designs. Thank you very much. He says, hashtag my action force. Love you guys. So glad all 4 of you were on tonight. Thank you, Dalzell. And is that all of them, Tony? Oh, we got another one. Grumps
one.
X. Thank you very much. He says, are the Gold Head Steel Brigades going to be available to the rest of us, or will they remain Kickstarter exclusives? That should have
Kickstarter
been
exclusive only.
Yeah, that was a Kickstarter exclusive only. And I think we're caught up with Super Chat. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Michael, thank you for coming on as a guest. Yes, go ahead, Tony.
So when Gracie asked me what I wanted for Christmas, I said to her, can you just hold on to the money till after Christmas and then pre-order Series 2 for me? And she's like, no, you buy all that shit yourself because you always do anyway. What do you want? I said, you know what? I really need a nice, comfortable gaming chair. Not that I'm a gamer, but for when I'm sitting here editing. And it turned up in this massive box, so big she couldn't wrap it up. So yesterday she said, just have it early because we're flying to Perth several days before Christmas anyway. So just open it early. So I opened up the chair and I put it together and I absolutely love it. And I said to her, why did you pick this color? And Gracie said, because it's Valaverse green.
Ooh.
Ah, very cool.
And it's almost Valaverse.
I might need to partner with a gaming chair company and offer stitched Valaverse chairs.
But how's that? My wife, Bobby, she's picking chairs going, yeah, no, it's got to be that.
She earned some major points with that one.
Shout out to Gracie.
Real quick, I just wanted to mention we will be doing the annual Retro Blasting Christmas Day live stream hangout for everybody. We're doing a charity thing this year. YouTube has given you the option. If you officially designate a charity for the super chats, they won't take a percentage and it'll all go directly to whatever you decided. Now, initially, we had said that we were going to do the Michael J. Fox Foundation, but instead, as of yesterday, we've decided to do a GoFundMe to buy Jared Leto basic housing because his career is toast. But we just don't want to see him, living in a bin somewhere. So we're going to do that.
Settle down, Bobby.
I stand by my words.
I really don't have a dog in the fight. I just wanted to see Bobby's face.
Yeah.
Well,
and I'll be popping onto that live stream for 20, 30 minutes or so on Christmas Day. I think I'm going to jump on with Matt Swafford. I'll be on at the same time as Matt. So
nice.
Looking forward to you wishing you and Melinda a Merry Christmas on the actual day. So
you as well, sir, as always.
Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for coming in. Thank you for all the generous super chats, and we will see you in 2 weeks, which is January 1st, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, it is.
Whoa.
Yeah, we'll see you January 1st. And I don't think we've come up with a theme yet, but I'll have my Action Force figures by then, so we'll probably talk a little bit more about Action Force, and then maybe our top 10 or top 5 figures of 2021, which will probably all be Action Force. So.
But if it's a top 5, they will be, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a top 10, it'll be 9 Action Force figures. No, it could be 10. It could be 10. It's 6 core characters, a Wasp Raider, and 3 troop builders. There's
telling you guys, it's going to be 9 Action Force figures and the new Motu Revelations Buzz Off.
Yeah, that's a great one. I like it.
It's a really, really good figure.
We'll see you later, everyone. See you on January 1st. Take it easy.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys.